I can't stop this feeling.
Hello and welcome to Flick Check. I, of course, am Andrew Woltman. My normal hat was in the wash, just pay no mind. Now, today is a very, very special episode because I was actually just hours ago. I went to a screening of exclusive footage from Guardians of the Galaxy, which does not open until August 1st. Now, this was very special for me because this was my first advanced screening, and the process was surreal. So, basically, what happened was I got the email saying, if you want, here are some tickets to an advanced screening of footage from the film. Now, it was either I go to this, which was in Albany, 50 miles away, or I go see The Purge Anarchy, 2.5 hours away in Hartford, Connecticut. Naturally, I chose Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, I got the tickets. I invited my buddy Isaiah, and we went today, hours ago. Hours, I just got home. Now, anyway, what happened was, I had to bring the tickets and show them my photo ID so I could prove that I'm really Andrew Woltman. Because, not everyone watches my show. Next, we researched for recording devices to make sure that we don't actually leak footage onto the internet. And I'm just going to give you a warning right now. I'm not going to spoil anything major for you. I'm not going to spoil anything. This is a pre-review. Now, after that, we were escorted into the theater, during which was packed, and there were no previews for other movies because this is a preview of a movie. So, I was lucky enough to get this exclusive poster, which I think looks dazzling. And after a little while, the footage from the movie began. And I loved it. I absolutely loved what I saw. James Gunn has done a great job with setting the tone for this film. It felt like Star Wars, Indiana Jones combined. Now, I've fully been on board with Chris Pratt from the beginning. I mean, this is the first time an actor has been cast in a superhero movie, and I actually knew who he was before it happened. I've loved him on Parks and Rec. I loved him in Moneyball. He's a great actor, and he did fantastic in this so far, from what I've seen so far. He kind of reminds you of Captain Kirk and Han Solo, so I could see him becoming a real big action star, and given that he's been cast in Jurassic World, I think that's coming true. Now, what I was most skeptical about this movie was Bradley Cooper as the voice of Rocket Raccoon. Now, I'm not a major reader of the Guardians of the Galaxy comics, but I've always pictured him as more of a stronger action hero. My ideal casting for this would have been Jason Statham, with that strong, thick British badass accent. But when I heard Bradley Cooper, I wasn't totally against the idea because he's a good actor. He's been nominated for the Oscar twice, so why not? I'll see what you got. And I was very, very impressed with what he did with Rocket. Now, people have assumed that Rocket Raccoon could be just Bugs Bunny in the middle of the Avengers, and James Gunn has gone on the record to say that that is not his intention. And he has done a very good job of shying away from that kind of image. I very much loved it. I very much loved what they did with Rocket Raccoon. I could tell that he's actually going to be more central to the plot instead of just a comic relief gag. So I very look forward to seeing more of Rocket when the movie comes out in 3 weeks. Now, the cast, they just merged together perfectly. Kind of the way that the Avengers, they didn't get along at first. You kind of get that vibe. But you can also see where they can connect. So there's room for growth in there. And the visuals, they were stunning. I mean, obviously they can't film in outer space, So what they've created, I think it looks brilliant. And some of the ideas, the action sequences, they merge together perfectly with this kind of comedy that James Gunn is known for. So I'm looking forward to seeing this movie more. Right now, I'm going to give Guardians of the Galaxy a preemptive check plus. Now that grade could go down, but I am very, very positive about this movie so far. I like what I've seen, and I'm very grateful for having been able to attend an advanced screening of the footage. So, this has been Flick Check. I, of course, am Andrew Woltman. And remember, if you're not sure about a flick, let me give it a check.
Laugh it up, fuzzball.